Hey everyone, I'm Suede Wanamaker, and welcome to Cinematic Vault. This is a space for cinematic storytelling, fan-made, reimagined, and brought to life visuals and narration. Every project you see here was carefully written, built around emotion, myth, and meaning. Today we are going over the fourth story in the Godzilla Cinematic Universe. Now sit back and let the vault open. A tale of arrogance, atonement, and ancient fury. This is Varan, The Awakening, a fan-made film story written by Suede Wanamaker, realized with AI visuals and AI narration.
High above Japan's Haida Mountains in 1975, a train cuts through rising mist, its whistle swallowed by clouds. On board, Steve Martin eyes the wilderness through his camera lens, an ambitious American documentarian drawn to what others fear. When word reaches him of a village hidden beneath Mount Shiratani, where legends of a guardian beast linger, he doesn't hesitate. Warnings from locals are dismissed as myth. To Steve, danger is just another frame to capture. But the mountain isn't waiting to be filmed. It's waiting to be left alone. Kurokawa village clings to the edge of the wilderness, wrapped in fog and tradition. There, Steve meets Yumi Takahashi, a conservationist with deep ties to the land and its stories. She speaks with calm conviction, warning him of sacred ground, old spirits, and guardians that once watched these woods. But Steve brushes her off, treating her wisdom like folklore. As he hikes deeper into the forest, Yumi watches him go, not with anger, but quiet fear. The mountain doesn't forget trespassers. In the heart of the forest, where light barely breaks the canopy, Steve plants his gear near an ancient shrine. Moss-covered stones and worn carvings surround him, untouched for generations. He sees only scenery, not the warnings etched into every surface. As his camera rolls, the ground shifts beneath him. Roots tremble. From within the cliffs, a low pulse echoes like breath drawn deep. Steve leans into his lens, chasing clarity, and walks straight into awakening something far older than his ambition. Without warning, the mountain stirs. Animals flee, the river swells, and an unnatural silence grips the trees. In Kurokawa, Yumi stands at the shrine as bells chime without wind. Beneath Mount Shiratani, rock splits open, and from the darkness, a shape unfolds. Scaled wings, molten eyes, breath like wind through stone. Varan rises, ancient and furious, not because he's evil, but because someone dared break his peace. The Guardian has returned, and he is not merciful. The attack is swift and brutal. Varan crashes down from the cliffs, wings carving through trees, tail smashing through the village outskirts. Homes crumble, crops ignite, panic spreads. Steve watches in disbelief as the creature he sought lays waste to everything in its path. For a moment, his camera rises instinctively, then falters. There's no story here worth telling, only devastation. The village burns behind him, and for once, Steve can't explain away what he's caused. Survivors gather in the smoldering square, faces covered in ash and fury. All eyes fall on Steve. Elders speak of sacred law, broken by a stranger who refused to listen. Steve tries to respond but finds no words. Yumi steps forward, not to defend him, but to remind him that his actions weren't brave, they were selfish. In the silence that follows, Steve begins to feel something he never expected. Not fear, but shame, and with it, the slow, bitter taste of responsibility. Days pass in quiet ruin. Steve remains, no longer the arrogant outsider, but a man searching for redemption. He spends hours listening to Yumi, to the stories of balance, of Varan as a protector, not a monster. She shows him scrolls, carvings, and the truth behind the legends he mocked. For the first time, he stops looking through a lens and starts seeing through hers. He learns what it means to live in harmony with nature, and what happens when that harmony is broken. But harmony is a language the outside world doesn't speak. Armored trucks arrive. Fighter jets tear through the clouds. The military moves to eliminate what they can't understand. Steve pleads for restraint, but no one listens. When Varan returns, he doesn't find a threat. He finds war. Explosions light the forest. Steel melts beneath claws. Jets fall from the sky. And still he rages, not out of hatred, but instinct. Steve watches it unfolds, helpless. This wasn't the mountain's choice. It was theirs. Refusing to let the village fall further, Steve and Yumi work together. He draws from his study of animal behavior, she from ancient traditions. They craft a plan, not to kill Varan, but to guide him home. Sound lures, sacred markings, territorial cues, all meant to convince the Guardian his domain has been reclaimed. They set the traps with care, not force. For once, Steve doesn't lead. He listens. And in doing so, he begins to understand what Yumi always knew. Respect, not dominance, earns peace. Night falls as Varan descends once more, drawn by rage and something unfamiliar. The emitters cry out with foreign calls. Sacred symbols burn faintly in the dark. He halts, confused, sensing a rival where none should be. From the clearing, Steve steps forward, alone, voice shaking but sure. He doesn't beg, he offers. You've made your warning. Let this be your land again. For a moment, nothing moves. Then Varan lifts his wings, not to strike, but to leave. The skies clear as Varan rises into the clouds, wings sweeping over the village like a passing storm. He vanishes beyond the cliffs, leaving only silence in his wake. The people stare upward, not cheering, but breathing. They are spared. The shrine still stands. Steve lowers himself to the earth, exhausted, reborn in humility. Yumi kneels beside him. No words are spoken. They don't need to be. Varan heard them, and for now, that is enough. As dawn breaks, Kurokawa begins to rebuild. The shrine is lit with soft lanterns. Children play again. And Steve walks through the forest with Yumi, no longer chasing stories, just walking beside one. His camera remains in his bag. There are no final shots to capture, only lessons to carry. He came searching for a monster and found a mirror. In Mount Shirotani, some legends sleep, others awaken, and the wisest among us learn when to simply let them be. Varan, the Awakening, where silence trembles. If you enjoyed this journey into forgotten legends and untold worlds, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you never miss when a new story is uploaded. Thank you for stepping into the vault, where every story leaves a mark.